clean a couple brushes real quick. Yeah, Cindy, I know I had a little problem with mine too. I know right in this area in this painting and stuff. It, you know, it's a lot darker than you think it is. I was
Right.
thinking, when I made it up, there was like a 6 or something like that value, and it's really like an 8 value. It's like 2 steps darker than what I was painting. So
Right,
it
me
was, so it was
I
just
kept
started getting
losing-
caught in these grasses back in here.
Right, I kept losing the haystack in the grasses, and I'm like, well, now I can't see where I ended. So I don't know.
Yeah, so I had to really push it. Sometimes you just start thinking with your head instead of your eyes, on these things. I think I
Right.
mentioned that before, that you think of it as being a light color, but then if you really look at it, it's really was a pretty dark color. I mean, because it is red.
Probably
Red
dark
just
enough.
yeah.
Maybe.
So it was like an 8 value. I mean, that's almost really, really dark. I mean, it should be. So one of the things I did is I lightened up the grass a step or two too, because it wasn't popping it out either.
Yeah, it was
So-
tricky. I kept finding out putting more dark in the hay thing, hay roll or whatever that thing is,
Yeah.
to try to pop a little bit more, but then I would try to lighten it because I thought, like you said, you see with your brain instead of your eyes, and
Yeah.
I was struggling with that, baby. I don't know.
It's one of those, it's just, yeah. I wish I could, that one needed help. That's who we're painting today. Something fun.
Yeah, you got the strangest looking lady. I mean, where did you get her?
she
I was like,
is
what?
just
Boy,
up there. This is Klein Creek. Klein Creek. It's like it's a little farm.
Right.
The county puts on, and it's kind of meant to be like a 1900s farm. It's run like that.
Right.
And so all the volunteers have to dress up in their 1900 outfit. And so that's what she is. She's just a volunteer. And she was demoing, going out and collecting eggs that day. And it was just kind of fun. Sometimes you got to get there, and they do. I got to get there for the snow because because they do their horses pull sleds and stuff like that during the winter.
That would be
With
cool.
big
That would
old
be cool.
harnesses and stuff like that. So I want to get there for the snow and take a few pictures too. So.
Well, I see your
Let's-
picture, your photo. Every time I print mine cuts off the top. So I don't know what's going on with that. But my roof line is run off the page. Is that how you meant it to be?
Yeah. There's no roof line.
I mean, the point of the roof line.
If you want to put it on there, it's pretty much self-explanatory. If you want to go up higher, that's fine. That's your if you want to make it a bigger scene, that's easy, pretty easy to do. Not easy, but I mean, I think there's enough information to finish off that roof line and to a point, easily enough, and then just add in the sky. If you have to add in some more the outsides, it's really, the colors are pretty much going to be there, and it shouldn't be.
So, like, what would be more interesting, to run it off or to show the point and put some sky and stuff?
Every time you for me, it was like every time I made there was no peak. There never was one in this one. This was pretty much the cropping. What
With that, I just wasn't sure if my printer was messing up or not.
no, it's fine. Probably, I mean, nope, it's fine. What happens is she keeps getting smaller. The chickens keep getting smaller. And that means I'd have to use a smaller brush all the time to, get in there and do some things. And it's just like, I don't really like to get her face and stuff. It's going to be small enough as it is because I'm painting this size again today. So it's not going to be like, I got to figure out how to do it. So
Okay.
anyway,
I'll just you're doing.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. I mean, if you do miss it, want to miss it and go up through that sky, it's fine. If you got a taller one, I'm doing a more square version of with a 16 by 20. But if you're doing like a 12 by 16, where it's a little more narrow and doing it at the top like that, yeah, you could definitely take some room up there in Liberties and make it work. So I'm glad you like this one, huh?
I do. It's going to be fun, but she's so weird. I'm like, what in the world? Who is this lady? I mean, like, it'll be fun.
She's dressed as they would be in the 1800s or 19.
Well, in her expression, and she's pointing at something. I'm like, what?
Yeah, you don't get much sometimes. You don't get you got to go with it. Okay, but the thing is, how I want to paint this, you're not going to see a whole lot of emotion in her face and things like that. It's probably, I think the chickens you'll find are more in focus than she is even.
Yay. But I like that idea.
Let's, yeah. So, they're in the foregrounds working their way back. So let's, not worry about too much about her. I mean, yeah, we're going to spend some time on her, packing out her clothes and things, but, yeah, how she's holding things, we can change. You can drop it down lower pretty easily. Dropping her hand down a little bit and the back thing easy just by changing the angle of the elbow or at the elbow.
Right.
Very easy to do, and she's hidden it anyway. So if you wanted to bring it down here, like it's more relaxed, and she was talking to somebody. That's why she's looking and pointing. She's telling, as they go out there and collect, do things on the farm. They have a crowd of people, and people, they're asking questions, and she's answering them. So that's what she was. She was basically answering a question from somebody, or just giving her spiel of what she's going to do. She's probably pointing at this chicken here, saying, "I'm going to kill that guy today. I'm going to snap his neck for dinner." That's what she's going to do. Anyway, all right, 9 o'clock, 9:40. Oh gosh, we lost 10 minutes of class, and we only have a few. Allison's here, Molly's here, she's awake. Mindy's here. Good. We're missing a few more people today. But yeah, we were just going over this photo, and I took it easy on you guys because the original photo I took and stuff had 2 doors in it.
Oh boy.
And I retouched out the 1 door because I said, that's just too much. It doesn't need it. It doesn't really do anything. And she needs to be clean because she's going to be tough to do anyway. So I didn't want to waste a lot of time on that. But again, yeah, this is from a place called Klein Creek here in Illinois. Not too far, about 45 minutes to an hour away from me. And it's just an old farm that the county kept up, as in the forest preserves here. And they still run it as a old time farm. And the volunteers basically dress up in their garb of 1800s and run the farm, go out and run the farm. They have horses, they got geese, they got all kinds of animals here. And this one, we're doing the chickens version, where she volunteers coming out and I think she's collecting eggs and stuff. That's what's in her hand is a basket, and and she hasn't collected them yet. And she's right now. We just caught her talking to the audience or people who are at the farm that day. So that's what we're going to paint. Something interesting, something a little different. She's dressed up, so we got that Halloween vibe. You know, it's a farm. It's not really a pumpkin farm like some people wanted me to do a pumpkin farm, and just had to pull it back a little bit. And I figured I like chickens. Because people wanted to paint animals too, so chickens are kind of fun. So chickens, let's pull it up, and we'll talk about it a little bit and see about how we're going to attack this or work on this. There she is. A lot of chickens. Okay, chickens aren't that tough to paint. You know, basically they're a little V shape at the bottom. You know, so this will be a nice one for, a lot of times I throw in chickens in some of your paintings and stuff. You'll have an open area. You need to throw something in there, and sometimes you need a live critter or something. Chickens are always pretty easy to do. Just got to remember you got what color you're painting. I mean, what color chicken you're painting and stuff. But basically, these are pretty fun. We got some gray ones. We got some white ones, and some nice tan ones here too. I'm not a chicken connoisseur, so the types of chickens these guys are, I cannot tell you. But anyway, so this barn and stuff, it did have an extra door over here on this side. I took it out to keep her clean. You can see probably a little bit of things going around here where it kind of, just retouched out. She does have a basket in her hands, but yeah, you can see I did not, retouch that very well. Kind of forgot about that. I was going pretty fast trying to just get rid of that, see what it looked like without that door first. That's what I wanted to see, and then took it on. Cindy was saying about the peak of that she'd wanted the peak up there of this guy, and if you're painting this, it's not too hard to do a peak up there. Just follow the ridge line of the roof and to the peak, and you should be able to finish it off pretty easily. The sky is pretty much nothing there really. That sky is just there. You can see a little bit of the farmhouse back in here. Smoke and stuff. That's a farmhouse back in there. Got a few bad tangents there, but inside the hen house, you can see a little just hints of things. Maybe some places where they roost there, but that's about it. Nice stone where they step out on. And then the chickens themselves, we got some nice hay and grass there. Basically, when I'm going to paint that kind of stuff, any hays and stuff like that, hay in the grass, that's probably going to end up being a little bit more palette knife work mixed in with some loose brush work. That usually works out pretty well. Since we just painted a haystack last week, we should be okay. I mean, knowing how to paint hay. Value-wise for this thing. Yeah, if you squint at it, it's way down here. That grass, this is kind of weird because when we painted the haystack last week, we kind of said, well, that the haystack was a lot darker than what I mixed up, and I led everybody down the wrong road, and I apologize for that. Sometimes you just think with your head and not with your eyes. And value-wise, it should have been way down. It should have been, way down in here. It should have been down in here, probably around more close to a 7, oops, 7-ish than what it is. I mean, it's 8-ish. Come on. So that's where I was thinking it should be. Yeah, the valley. So the grass here and some of the dirt and everything, values are going to be really down in here. So I'm going to try to keep them pretty tight down there. The only bright things in this thing are like the couple chickens here, you know, and the sky. Everything else, really, if you squint at it, yeah, it runs way down in here. Even her, she's staying pretty dark too. I mean, yeah, her skin tones are going to be in the higher, little higher ranges and things, but not really crazy bright. So watch. That's one of the keys I would say too, is watch your chickens too, making sure that this guy's here highlights, you know, doesn't really get too much more than 2 or 3. Keep it real, you know, keep that white out of there as much as you can. Keep these guys nice and warm too. They're going to have a lot of warmth in them. Basically, what I will probably be doing is this barn color here, whatever that is, I'm going to probably hit some white to it and probably get these chickens out of it, because that's what I'm thinking. I'm not going to try to make up 100 million different colors. I'm going to try and be very efficient and only make up, you know, the greens I need, the browns I need, and the sky lights I need. You know, yeah, you got some darks in here and you got some darks in here, you know, but, you know, these darks here are going to have a relationship with these guys. This dirt's going to have a relationship with the the hens. So we should be okay. I mean, we should be able to mix this up pretty fast. That's a color wise. Drawing it out, I would say, yeah, you guys probably should have drew this out last night, right? Look at that perspective. It all goes way back in here. If you draw it back in here, right there's your point, and everything comes off that point for that house. So even these corners of the door there come off that point. So there you go. This painting's done. All we got to do, we got the perspective things. If you wanted to on this one too, if you wanted to straighten this guy out for this, you know, this section here, the front area, you could do that. There's nothing else in the painting that you know, says you know, throws a perspective off. There's nothing else perspective wise in this painting that runs on this line, which would be way out here, you know, way out there, you know. It would be, you know, so you can just straighten this out if you want and flatten it out a little bit, but just keep that guy, at least that perspective going, keep it interesting.
Jim,
You know, watch
question
out. Watch.
If you straighten it out, would you lose that side view of it and just have the front?
You can cheat it a little bit. You can cheat. That's all I'm saying is you can cheat this out a little bit if you wanted. It won't make that big a deal. You could still get this going. You know, one of the things too is just watching the perspective of these lines right here, the roof line and this perspective line. Always a little tricky to you know, get those guys different, just a little bit different, so they don't run like one line like that. So these guys have a hiccup because the roof line should not be the same as the side over here. Okay. Chickens, yeah. Chickens, I'm leaving this kind of up to you. I mean, I got a lot of chickens in here, you know, and I'm going to try and show you kind of quick, simple ways, simple mixes that you can get them in. Because if you blow these guys up, even these three colors, you know, you're only going to have a few colors here to play with. You don't need a lot of colors. You got a light tan, you got a little bit darker tan, you got red. You don't have a full monster number of colors to work from. The dark guy, the speckles, gosh, that's, those are the little things that are going to slow you down. How much you're going to detail those. Don't detail them more than the information that you've been given. That's the key thing, is don't try and bring out every little one of these dots, because when you do that, it means you have to do a lot more everywhere else in the painting to detail it out. It's not bad to, make one stand out, but then around it, you'd have to make a few more stand out. You'd have to keep going here and get it here, and then just lose it back in here and farther and farther and farther to get the space to work. Or you could just have fun, and that might be different too. I mean, if you wanted to, just go for it with color and move this and make it really more impressionistic, and just add color in, and push color. Yeah, you could have some fun with that this way too. I'll be probably staying sort of true to this. I'm going to try to not keep the colors a number of colors down. It's simple, because you got a lot of chickens, you got a woman, you got inside of a building, door. Oh boy, now I'm getting all anxiety up. I got to get painting. All right. Any questions? Okay. I don't want to paint it. I look at it. I don't want to paint it. Is that what I heard? Oh no. Yeah, that was Molly. Molly's sleeping on us over there. Okay. Okay, I gotta mute you guys for a second. Oh, somebody said something? That was probably Molly. Okay. Here's the thing. Let me see if I got to make sure it's right. There we go. Oh. Okay. There we go. Colors I'm going to be going with my regular palette. You got titanium white, cad yellow light, cad red light. Got some cad orange. I think this is Venetian out here. Got a little bit of ochre. That's all the ochre I had left today. You find yourself, you grab a tube and you find out you're out of it. That's what happens here. This is Rose Madder Deep by Rembrandt, but it could also be Alizarin Crimson. This is Cobalt Blue Hue by Utrecht right here. This is Phthalo Green. And this is Burnt Umber out here. And this is right over here is transparent oxide red light. I'll put out a little bit more phthalo green. I didn't get the chance to finish that off. Okay. That's my painting kit there. Over here, I just have my brushes. I have my big brush. Will do a lot of damage. This guy's going to do most of the damage. Then I'll come in with synthetics. Some bristle brushes would be nice to have, and a little bit smaller synthetics. Paint erasers, always handy to have for things, and then just my regular palette knife. These guys over here, easy to grab. Okay. Pull it up one more time. Yeah, I mean, this photo is a little, the printout's a little more yellow than what's up on my monitor, but that's okay. I thought it was kind of like with the age of the timing and everything else, with her being dressed in the garb she's in and the everything, that maybe an aged look might be kind of cool to do. So instead of keeping this a little warmer than cool would probably be great. All right, dark wise, darkest things inside here. So we're going to do that and then go to the figure out the chickens out of that and her garb out of that, and get these browns. We'll get the chicken browns, and we'll probably be able to get a lot of the building separations too off that. So let's go. Let's start off with these darker ones here. We're going to do a couple different ones here. Looking inside here, it's really warm inside there. So I'm going to go with a phthalo green and Venetian mix. That. So this one's going to be on the red side. This will be on the green side. Okay. I do have burnt umber out. I'm going to use a little burnt umber and phthalo green together. I have not done this color, and I try to stay away from burnt umber because of some problems with it drying and too fast. But I want to have some fun today. So this is going to be burnt umber and phthalo green. I was also looking at the grass on this one too. So I was going, okay, well, that grass, I want to keep this aged. So I'm thinking like phthalo green and this color together. When it comes down in stages, it might come close to this grass color. So that's on the burnt umber side. That is on the green side. Got some blues here, so we're going to do a few blues too, because we got her jacket, her sweater she's wearing. So we'll go for that. Going to make that out of two colors too. One's going to be alizarin in blue. Alizarin in blue make a nice purple, and if you keep it dark like this dark here will make all the nice creases and get all the dark spots in the in the shadows. And then when you go to the blue section, yeah, this won't be strong enough this will be too dark to get that blue. But with just a little bit of white added to it, it should be fine. So this is really, got to put just a hair more red in it. So this one's really, that's purple, that's blue. Okay, one more color, couple more colors, yeah, dark ones. I'm going to do blue and Venetian. I need some purples, and even at this stage, yeah, they're too dark to be really purple. But when I come down here and stuff, I'll probably be able to get help. I was looking for some help on these darker guys. The last one I'm going to make up is an old favorite of mine, which I've kind of walked away from. It would be burnt umber in blue. Now this makes an interesting gray, warm grays or a cool gray, depending on which side you're on, and either blue or umber. And if you're on the burnt umber side and you bring it down, I'm thinking I'm going to be able to get at least her dress out of it, but I'm going to be able to get a lot of these chicks out of these two colors and three colors. I mean, all these colors are dark and can go in these, in any of these chickens or into this back area and stuff. But I think when that's toned down and stuff, I'm probably going to get a lot of chicken stuff out of this. Okay, so let's do that. Not a whole lot of yellow going to be added to these things, so I'm going to just go with white right now. So I'm taking these guys down. I'm not going to add too much white to each one of these colors. I'm going to keep them pretty much like we said in this range here. Really dark. Don't need a whole lot of that color, so let's get these guys. So let's go start here. Just add a little bit of white. See what happens here. This is the burnt umber and burnt umber and blue. This is on the blue side. See that color, that gray? Oh man, that's, gonna be, it's gonna work really well. One of these, this with this warm and this cool, because that's basically what these are. Just a warm when you have it on the burnt umber side, like this, gray, and warm, cool when you have it on the blue side. This is again Venetian and blue. Get this beautiful blue here. Boy, that's beautiful. And this is on the purple side, the red side, so it's going to turn a little more red purple. And you can see that probably in these guys too, or her dress, or that's the thing. This can be very monotone. So these color monotone, not really monotone, but the color is going to be trying to keep these colors tight. This is about her going like if I was going for her garb and stuff. But yeah, I'm a little bit off. It's probably going to take a little more blue or something like that, but that's not bad. And then this purple here, it's going to be a sweet purple. Never know, nice to have little things like this. Just pop it in one of these chickens or something like that. Some of these chickens sometimes will come out of that, or just a cool spot of color sometimes. Knowing that it's pretty much going to work. Shouldn't have any problems. So this is burnt umber and phthalo green. Not too different. It's not probably going to not be too different than any of these other ones too. I was looking for it at a lighter stage down in here when I add just a little bit of yellow to these colors. But I want to make these colors up and see if, because I have to do this anyway before I add yellow, and see how this goes. This is Venetian and phthalo green. And then this is going to be a little bit cooler. You can just see how cool that is. You can see that these guys can end up in the mud really quickly. These browns and greens and stuff can end up in this area pretty quickly. Yeah, they might have to go value-wise, go a little bit lighter, but not by much, I don't think. These guys are looking pretty good. You can see how cool this side is compared to the anything over here. That phthalo green really makes a difference. So I'm hoping these colors here were going to come forward a little bit underneath. So let's, based on now, I'm going to start building this green down in here because I kind of feel like this green is really, really important. So I want to get that right. So I'm going to build it off one of these colors, or the use of all these colors. All these colors can work together. I'm going to use cad yellow into these colors. This is burnt umber, phthalo green, cad, and on the burnt umber side with cad yellow. Lighten it up one more step. Okay, that's pretty doggone close. That's why I left the put the burnt umber out, because I go, God, I know this. There's a certain color that really has a nice age to it. This color is good too. So this is a cool version. This is a warm version. Definitely could take care of all the grass area here. Let's see here. This is, again, this is Venetian and green and yellow now. Interesting colors. Again, like you said, I would kind of gravitated towards these guys. What I'm going to end up probably doing is taking these cooler ones. These two are kind of a little cooler than those two. I can use these in the back grasses, and use these guys in the front grasses, and that'll give me some space, give me some room there to play. Okay, basically I got some chicken colors and stuff. I just don't have the brown chickens or any of the brown stuff yet. Okay, let's build that. Let's build the browns. Let's go for these guys here first. Venetian and yellow together, making a pretty nice orange brown. It's a little earthy, and yeah, I figured it was going to be in the vein of these brown chickens, right? Okay, definitely can work. This is just take this color, and this is just Venetian and yellow. I'm going to save a decent pile, just clean off my knife here, add some white to it. As you can see, it just needs that white cooled it off. Yeah. So it needs to go on the yellow side. I'm going to leave a little bit of the cool. So basically, I got to add some yellow to it. Oop. There, just got to add some white to knock it down. It's getting there. I'm going to do both these guys, in fact. So this is just Venetian and cad yellows. Adding white, adding yellow to it, coming down, splitting her up, just to give me a few different colors to play with these hens. Not many. Might be just a touch. And that'll get me in these guys a little bit. It might be just just a touch more yellow to it. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so that's one chicken. So I got to do the light chickens, right? These white chickens, but I also got to do this barn. I'm going to start off with so I'm just cleaning my knife here with some burnt umber. So I'm putting up burnt umber, and basically you took a scratch of the yellow here from that guy and put it in here. Just really what happened. My knife, I just decided I don't really need burnt umber, but I do need a kind of a color here. Okay, but that color, I need a bigger pile. Sorry. So burnt umber, let's mix it from scratch. Touch of cad yellow. And then touch of white. This will probably make up this dirt I'm looking at here. Definitely going to be in that dirt pile. Okay. I think this color mixed with a few of these colors up here, I'll probably be able to get this color. I think I'm fine there. So what I'm thinking about doing is getting the building. Oh, did you see that? This color here? Oh, that could definitely be some skin tone. Okay, the building, burnt umber, just a touch of yellow. And white. And white. Stretched out. Okay. Value wise, I tell you, like this color comes really close to nailing it on my screen. Gonna lighten it up a little bit. That's a pretty good job here. Probably just a touch more yellow in there, but put a cad orange in there. I don't want too close. All right. So this color is burnt umber, touch of yellow, not much. Okay, and white. It goes with this ground here. This pretty nice. This is the mud color that goes around the house building here. This is pretty much the building. One side that I need the shadow side. So I would take half the pile or a quarter of the pile. And let's put a little bit of blue into it. Blue should do it. Just a little bit of blue into that color should cool it off and start to get me back on this side here. Just a hair more, I'm gonna put just a hair of umber back into it because it lost a little bit of warmth. So I'll use that over here on this side of the building, which is pretty close to what it should be. Everything kind of went yellow here. But the sky, definitely. All right, the sky. I'm just going to go with, it's a warmer sky. It's a gray day. you know, fact, you know. So I'm going to go with just a little more umber and white first. And if you put it up here, you can see that that's just needs a little green in it. A little phthalo green, burnt umber together. Take it slow, putting in the green, the phthalo in. Always looking, you never know. Just a little more phthalo. Just a touch, scratch. To get it in up there in there. You can see it just warmed up a little bit much. But that's good enough. Her colors are all going to come out of right here. We got the blues and purples for her shirt. We got the grays for her dress. But what we need now is just more these guys. And that's what I kind of needed, just a little bit of the sky here, down here, because I have enough here for a couple skies here. So this is a little bit of phthalo, a little bit of burnt umber for these guys. Don't want to go too much brighter than that, because you don't want anything too much brighter than the sky. So that's why I'm going to stay right here, even though they could be a little bit brighter. They can go hunt. Okay. So I'm going to start with that, and then I'm going to tone it down. I'm just going to split it and add some warmth, some real nice warmth here. And I'm just going to put burnt umber in here. Whoop. My burnt umber has a lot of green in it. So it has just a little bit of green in it, and that'll be beautiful for most of this guy. And I'm going to mix up just a little bit more, keep it a little bit darker. And then when I put the light on top, I'll lighten this guy out, and I'll get a bunch of different little colors. All right. Pinks and reds. That's be nice things. I would just go with see about these two. See what happens here. We got cad red light with white for some warm spots in here, right? And then the other thing would be a cool pink. This might be a little bit too pink, but it's going to be in there. So that'd be just alizarin and white. These two will probably end up being mixed too, and make a third color down in here, in between, which might end up being everything you need. That is the chickens. Her, like I said, we could start with a kind of little pasty color and stuff, but let me see. She's probably going to be able to come out of these chicken colors too, with just a little bit of white. I just don't want her too bright. So a lot of times when you make skin colors here, like with pink and white, this is just just crimson and white. Probably just a hair of cad into it. Okay. I would put ochre in, if you had ochre, into her. And it'll make nice kind of a green. I mean, orange. Maybe just a touch more. Those are in for dark things, and that'll be it. You know, that'll be take care of her up there. Probably just a touch of white added into these colors. You can always add white. You're gonna need a little bit of darkness too in these from these colors for, you know, sunk in areas. Then you just need really highlights for like foreheads and noses and extended fingers. You're gonna need some little bit of white. One of the things is, again, just like the chickens, you know, don't go past that. Don't get caught up going too bright. That's the whole key, is trying to not
Sorry,
get too strong. Yeah.
what was the first color in the current pile you're mixing? What was the first color that
Oh,
you used?
excuse me. What?
In
The
that
first color in this one?
Yeah.
On this one?
Yeah,
that would have been
that was orange and
alizarin.
Alizarin and orange. Okay, sorry, thank you.
Yeah, no, not orange. Cad red.
Red.
I
Okay.
basically took it from this little teeny pile right here and put it over here, so it had a little bit of white in it too. But then I remade it with those two colors.
Okay,
and
thank
so I
you.
want to leave one on the kind of alizarin side, one a little bit on the cad side, so it's a little warmer. And then just adding white to them. That's all you
and
need.
you put yellow ochre,
couple...
didn't you?
Oh, sorry, yeah. White and yellow ochre. You're right.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
That's why that one turned kind of orange. Right. You got me. Boy, can't get anything past you.
Well,
good job.
This is it's I feel like I'm mixing at the speed of light.
I know. I hear that. I'm go a little fast. I'll give you some time. You know, you got a few minutes yet. Basically, I'm taking colors and just breaking them out and just making one side warm, one side cool, just to have a variety of warm and cools to play with. You know, it's only going to go into just it only goes right into her forehead and her hands. You know, it's not like a big deal. How I want to do this too is pretty simple. I don't want to, you know, no eyeballs. I don't want to detail with eyeballs or glints, highlights in eyes or anything like that, you know, so we're too far away for any of that kind of stuff. So really it's 2 to 3 colors is all you need of skin tone. And that's would it be if you do need a really kind of a darker one for her eyes, going back into her eye socket area and mouth. But then you got the cheekbones on down, different color, have more red in it. Then her forehead and nose and her tops of her cheekbones all catch a little bit more light, so they get a little bit brighter. So it's like 3 colors. If you can do it in 3 colors, you'll be fine. You don't want a whole lot of detail from her. She's not asking for a lot of detail. And that's the way I think everything is. You know, even with these chickens, you know, we got a lot of reds and you got a lot of grays. And then you got the browns, but we're just trying to keep the number down. But still, this is how easy it is to add color to it that you know it's going to work, is just by taking the same mix and just warming it up, cooling off, warming it up, cooling it off, and it works. Still looking at this. This might be too light. That white. It's like I just got not sure if I even need it. I'm going to go through the colors again, and then we'll get painting. Up here we started with phthalo green and Venetian. So we mixed that up. This is definitely on the green side. This is on the Venetian side. Definitely came down with white, just a little bit of white to probably about a 7, 8. As you can see, not much white added in, very close. Here we did phthalo green and burnt umber. That's a beautiful color. These are two really super kind of colors. Kind of like it's nice to see that kind of change. Bringing those guys down. I brought these guys, the green sides, down with yellow at the end because I wanted to get some fun grass thing going on in here. So that's the grasses. This burnt sienna, burnt umber and phthalo green on the burnt umber side came down really nice. When you add yellow to it, it's really, really close to the green that we need. This is on the cool side. So it's on the greens, a little more phthalo side, which works really great. And then even these greens over here are fun greens to play with. I was thinking since they're cooler and stuff, I might be able to push these guys back, put them in the background, and put these guys in the foreground. That would help plane off the painting, make the worms come forward. Also, these color back in here, I'll be using in inside the building, inside the doorway. Here we use a blue and alizarin coming down, blue and alizarin. I was looking for her shawl, and that's what I was thinking here. These colors here. This one I was saying I was going to come back to and add some more blue too, just to see if I can get that richness through it just by pushing blue, a little bit more blue and like that. Again, this is a warmer blues. This is Venetian and blues, and they make these. You can just see the difference between a real cool red to a little bit warmer red, and how grayed out that blue comes. But beautiful colors. These guys, I was hoping, are going to start being in the chickens, the gray chickens. Over here is burnt umber and blue coming down with a little bit of white. You can see this side's definitely on the burnt umber side. This side's definitely on the blue side, blue grays, and then definitely a warm gray. That's a cool, nice one to have for those chickens here and there. You know, this color might even, come down here too. Might help out these other white chickens. So speaking of that, here the building itself and dirt. This is burnt umber, cad yellow, and white. Right here. That's what this is. This is the same thing with a little bit more white into it almost. That's for the building. It might be just when we get there, that could be a little bit light. And if it is, I'll just add probably some dirt to it, a piece to it, and see if I'll probably be able to get the right value. It might be just a little bit brightness, a little too bright, but maybe not. This gray here was supposed to go for the side building. So basically I took burnt umber, yellow, and white, and just took this color and added a little bit of blue to it, trying to gray it out. Here we went with Venetian and yellow. Came down with white. It just was too cool. I'm looking for the brown chickens here. These brown chickens. And it was just a little cool. So I added yellow to it, cad yellow. But then I took the colors and brought them down with white and kept this one really kind of on the yellow side, this one on the blue, pink side for, just to build the back ends. You get a little bit of back ends with these guys. And it's nice to have the cooler on the bottom, warmer on top. They'll look like the same color, and work together really well and create that whole back end of this chicken pretty nicely and simply. Here I was making up what I was thinking was the sky color. Sometimes photos just blow out the sky. This might be end up being just a little bit too bright. So it's always there'll be adjustments to be made. I'll probably use a little bit of this after I paint the building and stuff. I need some of this for the door. Basically, I'll be able to, all these colors are going to be interchangeable and work in certain areas. So I'll be able to get all like this door color here really pretty easy by using some of these, finding one of these grays here to go in here and work. Also using this, I built off the chickens here. Basically, I just added a little bit more green to it. And then over here, I added a little more burnt sienna or burnt umber here to it. Thinking about the shadow colors going in underneath and then coming back with that. Also, I see a little pink there too. So I might, end up being grab a little pink here and there to help out these guys. I'll let you know if I do though. Her skin, well, here's the reds too. This is just cad red light. Cad red light is warm. When you mix it with white, you get this little, it's a nice color. I was thinking that about around the chickens' heads and things, but also you need a cool version. So this is just a alizarin and alizarin and white. Then I took the two together and mixed them together and got this kind of regular natural red. That red here I brought over here and I added ochre to it. And also added probably a little more alizarin to it. I don't want to get called on that. I use ochre into it and white. And I took those guys down with some more white. And then it'll be her skin tone. So I tried to get the number of colors down. I did. I really tried. But sometimes you just keep adding on because I want to make sure you guys have these colors. So when we get going, it's easy for you to pay attention and stay up with me. So take your time, mix those colors up. I'm going to be over here and gonna cut my plastic off here. Off my panel. I'll be using again a little safflower oil mixed in. My color. Safflower oil. All right. Get my cameras rolling. Bring the camera in quick. Back. Did anybody have any real problems with color there? A lot. It always seems like it takes a lot of space. You got
Jim,
a
this
decent
is
palette.
Molly.
I'm
This is
Molly.
Molly. Hi, I have a question. I got some new paint, some Rembrandt, but it is phthalo green blue. And
Yes, that's the
is that the same phthalo you're using?
yes.
Okay, because my greens look totally different from what you mixed up. They're a lot, I don't know, greenier.
They're
Really-
greenier. Yeah, like I said, you'll really
They're kind
find
of
out how strong.
really bright. I knocked them down a little bit, but anyway,
Yeah,
yeah. So I just
The
want to make
green-
sure it's the same green.
yeah. Yeah, it goes a long ways.
Yeah, I'm learning
It's
that.
a strong. It is strong. I mean, you probably that's probably what you guys miss is really seeing the amount of paint. You know, you have to throw into some of these things. I mean, if you're mixing like a really professional grade phthalo green with a, a student grade brown, yeah, it'll just kill it.
Okay,
You'll have a hard time getting that color out of there.
okay,
Uh,
that's probably what's going on. Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
No
for the
worry.
no, I'm gonna just tone this. Keep. I'm gonna, since I have burnt umber out, I never use it, and there's a reason I'm not supposed to use it, but I'm gonna use it to tone my canvas. They say don't use burnt umber because it's one of those colors that dries, and it will sometimes crack other colors. If you're like, it might take 200 years before that happens, right? So I'll be dead. Probably will be, and be gone, and no one, I won't have to deal with it. So I'm not going to be worrying about that. Pretty sad, but that's okay. There's my painting for the day. You guys copy that one. I do love burn lumber. I do like it a lot. So, it's hard to, I've been toning my canvas with white a lot. I mean, not white, Venetian a lot. And I just didn't really want the red in here today. I wanted to really keep it kind of warm feeling, because this color is going to end up mixing with a lot of stuff. I did put out very light, and I am going to go and wipe out a little bit of this stuff. I have to use a little bit of oil to get it to move. There we go. Finally took over. All right. Got a lot of vertical marks here. I'm gonna soften up. Okay. Like I said, that's almost my mud color. It's a nice, that brown just makes such a nice mud color. All right. Let's figure out this building and things. Halfway, I want to bring it up just a little bit past halfway. I don't want it, splitting my canvas. So I'm going to make sure that the building itself is up a little bit higher, just a hair higher. Perspective too. I don't want too much of a lean here on the inside here too. So I can lean it back, and then perspective goes back here. And it's the building itself. Another building back in there. Sometimes a wash like this is good enough too. You don't have to do it's considered paint. So, if you don't do the whole thing, I mean, don't do the whole thing, but you covered the canvas, it's considered, good. So this box here, just make sure I got my box here. These guys are lined up a little bit. And it splitting my box here would be the peak. So I'm gonna land there, grass there. Okay. Doorway here. Step up. Okay, so this will be all dark in here, just so I don't lose myself. And over there, dark here. One things, I was gonna tilt this door open just a little bit more because it lays flat here. And just to make for a quick, easier read, I'm just gonna keep it at the corner and just pop the back this one corner up a little higher and take it back to the same spot, just to give that door feel like it's open. It's kind of tough sometimes to get that to read like that. It has a little, one. Okay. Am I going too much, too fast? All right, her. At least you know when you had. That's why I wanted to get this building in, because I could tell, where she's going to be. How she splits, knowing that finding her dress is barely just a little bit past that edge of the bottom of the building back there, right? And then the other part of her dress going to come down proportionally a little longer right in there. So that helps me just get the widths and stuff, and then knowing that one. And that's about where her waist would be, right here. Where she is, she has to get all the way up to there on the door. And so her head must be that big. Shoulders have to come up this high. Just a little short. Too wide, too wide. This could go a little higher then. Feet. You said, her arm doesn't have to go all the way up here, and that's it like it is in the photo. You can just straighten it out, bring it out down here a little more normal-ish. Her hand there. I don't mind even, if you want to put something in her hand, if you want to put an egg in her hand, might be a smart could be a smart move. All right, so easy part, working her out, working this out. And then coloring it, like I said, just got to be able to lay those colors in. And simply, with chickens right here. Okay, I was talking about chickens and how we do them, you can do them kind of easy. You find them making the little V, cross over the top. You got to get it to the right size, got to get it to the right spot. And then front end there and back end higher. That's for the side view. If you're doing like side views, just simple little chicken tricks. Lots of chickens, too many chickens, too many chickens. I was just, sometimes you get carried away. In fact, on this thing, I added chickens. Yeah, I added chickens. This could have been just, just a couple of chickens there. But I said, no, I'm going to add a couple more because there's some other shots. They go, well, let's just I want to get her spaced out. I want to feel like a little bit more chicken. So, yeah. As you can see, this chicken here starts to take a lot of space, fills a lot of room. Maybe I'll make my chickens bigger. Yeah, I did not figure out my chickens really too good here. But like I said, this is oils. We can, if we want, we can I can always wipe out some of these chickens. We don't need a fox for that. We can just do that ourselves. But, like I said, also foreground, these ones in the foreground, these 5 here in the foreground, just a little bit bigger than these guys back in here. That'll help and give us a little bit overlap. We'll also create a lot of space going back here. And do I have much overlap? Not much. And as I'm going here, I kind of find out in the mud, even these little teeny little things here, kind of these little bricks and things he has in there. Yeah, those little things can be kind of important too, to nice when you got a dead area like this over here, to have a nice something that can draw some attention. Nice, dirt line here. Well, it's not dirt, it's really hay, but the hay is just creates this line over the mud right there. Trees back in there, right? Not gonna work. Windows are gonna be just this simple to put in too, just like that. Little slats. This is what. No, okay. So I've been drawing this. I need to look in front of it just for a second here to make sure everything's really as crooked as I think it is. That's a nice thing about these aged up, places. Anything angular, anything falling on its side here isn't too bad an idea to have because that's what's happening. Okay, so I left her just a little bit there. I did bring this down a little bit, her shoulder down a little bit more, just because of we mentioned it, so I thought I'd do it. Egg basket right here. I'm going to use the egg basket. I want to make that, for me, I'm going to have it cut, at least break that corner of the building because it just needs to, not to be too fancy like that and stuff. I need something to, create it. I mean, there was a fence that went, you can almost see the fence here, fence there, and fence there. But I took that out too because I was just too close to the edge here and stuff. Just reading. All right. Chickens coming in here. Good. Greens, grays. Okay, let's start with my darks. I'm going to keep this very loose. I'm not going to do a really, detailed thing. It's going to be loosey goosey, trying to get everything with this big strokes. See how many chickens you can do a chicken in like five or six strokes, type things. Just really good, strong brushwork. So to do the chickens first, you got to have everything kind of like in place before you lay into those chickens and her. Anyway, so I'm going to start off with my darks. I started off with that. So I'm going to start off with a little burnt, phthalo green and Venetian first. And I'm just going to really just block in this doorway. Set the tone for the painting of how dark I want this to be. So I'm putting in pretty much one big long square. In that square, that's what I'm going to be diving into just to break up little noogies here, like in the land. If I drop down to just another color here, right at the bottom here, just touch that and not do anything. Let me go. Let's just move on. But I was going to say, what I do in this area here is I took some browns, maybe from one of the chickens here, and just disturb this paint here a little bit with a couple strokes here. I can get that same kind of effect of things in here without putting them in. I want to have that dark in there like it is like this, and then just put in a few little motions like these corner boxes here sticking out. Little slightly, I'm not sure, pan holding holding water. Basically it's a square. It's some kind of nice sometimes to know what these things are. But if you don't, that's okay. I'm going to use just a little bit of the ground up here, the mud. Just touch that at the bottom a little bit. So that kind of gives a floor. Since I have that color on my thing, like I said, I'm going to just keep going. So this has phthalo green And this is phthalo green and Venetian going together right now. Going for my really kind of darker edge corners here of the building. If you can get these little drop down pieces of wood coming down in here, that's a great little, those are great little things for stops, and, you know, keeps this thing from being kind of heavy, you know, like a box. Kind of breaks that edge of the box, just having, you know, the piece of wood that comes down just a little bit farther, or, you know, also having the you know, this doorway just, you know, break a little different than it should. Resist. That roof could have been, okay. So also I'm just gonna, you know, help it just to get a few of these darks around in here again. Nice, I have them with burnt umber. Another color, a little warmer green tone to it. Okay. I'm just going to clean out my brush a little bit with this Venetian and color here. Just clean it out a little bit while by using it up in some of these grasses here to mark. I'm going to put it, yeah, definitely put it at the end. Just clean out my brush down in here. Just there are just little dark areas there, but be nice to have that in there. Okay. I'll put that in a little darker too. This is overhang. And that it's just a little step she has there outside, getting the dark edge of it, getting this edge that's wet and around like that. I want to make sure I got that strong. A lot of things just to help me, you know, stay focused in the painting so I can see where things are going to go. Okay, so I got a little some going there. Okay. I'm going to go right to the
His food is
right to
on
the
there.
dirt. Excuse me? You're not talking to me, I hope. Okay. I'm going to do some of the dirt here, rub it in, get this going here, and just push my brush into the dark and pull it down, and, you know, start painting around a few of these chickens here. Nice thing is, yeah, I already put in the burnt umber underneath here, so a little bit of that, you know, can show through. I just want to get this brown going. I want to just block this thing in as fast as possible. I get this brown underneath because as I go here, I can see some colors that are going to go on top over here. They're going to be cool sky colors kind of reflecting into the mud and stuff. And those are just like beautiful little touches in paintings, is when you start to think about reflections even in ground and things because of water. And just getting this is one of the little areas that are just, it is going to take some time to do, of painting around these things. So I'm just going to do sections, do them fairly quick for you. and then we'll spend some time on her. You know, value-wise, I'm looking at it already, saying the value I put down in here is really close. You know, the value of this building isn't too bad. So that tells me when I put my paint down on it, see how close I am. So, all right, I'm going to go down. This is burnt umber and phthalo green here. I'm putting in here. I'm trying to put it in real pretty light and put it down here really around some of these chickens to mark them off. It's really dark because I need to get that color underneath first. For me, I want to get that because that's going to be like a lot of this little stuff. That shows through the grass. And I like to have it, I don't like to put it on top too much. I like to rather dress it up underneath. But this will also help me out help out the greens that go on top here a little bit. Hopefully I don't lose too many chickens here. You know, I spent all that time putting them in and now I'm going all right. So this is green. This is phthalo green, burnt umber, and yellow. And that's where I was thinking down in here. And that's why I want to kind of put this stuff in kind of light, because I want this brown here to kind of show through. So I got the tan of the tinting in here. And now I've got the darker version going in here. Oh. And now I want to just drag the lighter version with some yellow into it, which is really pretty close to the topping color. Should be the topping color. And what the thing is, I just don't, it's very transparent. I'm just letting all the colors show through. So I'm kind of like just touching quick touches, not blending or, you know, mixing too heavily. I'm just kind of doing a quick color over it. And you get a lot of the color showing through without doing that mix of colors. I'll bring it up here too a little bit on this side. So you got the dirt done. Got the grass is almost done now. And basically you have chickens to do. And sky and building. The building itself, like I said, value-wise, it's really close already, which is good. I'll save us some time. So take your time on this and you'll be all right. I'm gonna bring this up. Got some chickens back in here too. So really the green dissipates pretty strongly right in here. Just becomes mud color, which is pretty much what's happening on my brush. You know, if you layer your colors right, you can, like this, just really kind of comes out and kind of more natural. All right. Now that's just that number, yellow and white under now for the mud. Down here, I just did burnt umber, phthalo green on the burnt umber side. Underneath this wall, underneath everything. And then on top of it, I went with the Burn Umber Phthalo Green Cad Yellow mix on top of that. Over here, this might be too dark. Here would have been, it's a cooler green, right? Might be just a hair dark. This is from the Venetian and Phthalo Green mix. And it's just a little cooler, but I can use it back in here in places. And if I go to the other side of it, where it's just a little more red, you can start getting just the background trees here out of it. Be nice to do a little couple scraggly ones back there too, but right now I'm just marketing the area, trying to get a little texture in there, but not getting too much more than that. I'm going to soften this line here. I'm going to just thinking what my next thing to attack here, you know. Really want to keep this loose. And so I'm trying to keep my big brush here as long as I can, and seeing what I have to do here. I'm going to skim, since I've got this, I'm going to skim the sky and see what that does here. This is the sky color. See how light, how this works. I went too light. I said skim it in is because of some of the colors I have here mixing it, and I want to, maybe I don't have to change it too much. Couple quick brushes, move it on, bring it in again. I'm going to drag that right down. I'm going to change it. In fact, I'm taking a little bit of the side color here I mixed up. It's kind of a nice gray. I want to drag that down into these trees back in here. Edges right at the edge. Just drag my brush down. Just because I don't want any, I use the sky back in here, pulling it down, it's going to get too bright. So that was my thinking there. It's got that color on. Let me see what if I get the side of the building in quickly. I'm doing that. See, that has that nice gray to it. The side of the building, color-wise, this was came down from burn umber, and I think I had yellow in it again, but with a lot of white. 'Cause I was doing the front here. Then I added blue to it. This is we're adding blue to it, and that's what I was using over here into these tops, these edges of these wild trees over here. The grayness I thought was going to work out nice there. I'm gonna also use that. I'm going to use this is supposed to be the building color. Let me see if that works. And then I'm going to get on to her, do a few chickens. Should be pretty good. Fairly flat. That's okay. Gonna go into the area a little bit too. Looks like I'm a little gray than I thought I was going to be on this color. All right. Then we'll work on her a little bit. Get this one edge here. Since I have that color on my brush here, just look at it for reflections in the wall in the some of this dirt here too. I found like it is a cool, and this I'm still going to do some things here, but yeah, it can be definitely be some of these things, reflections in some of these rocks here and into this mud here. Just by dabbing it a few times, it's going to darken up here, and you're going to get a few different little kind of nice colors out of it. Just leave a little space in between your strokes. Just lighten up a little bit. Over here, finish this rock off here. So, you know, these colors just work so well together that you can definitely just, you know, do most of this work together. You're going to just paying attention to what color is just made on your, on your brush. Yeah, you definitely can find a great way to make mud that way too, though. But the way we mix the colors, we got a better, really good chance of not doing that, not happening. And keep changing this, keep changing the angle. I gotta change the angle of that. Then it has just a little bit of white paint on top of that. All right. Definitely this thing needs some, you know, some of the darks on this building come through. You know, there's some nice siding things going on it stuff, so we'll get that in here too. I'm gonna darken, at least I'm using basically the mud color down in here I used. I'm gonna use it for a little more things on this door here, the shadows on this door. Especially when you get around the like wood and things like that. Just little creases. You know, a little line can do a nice job. That mud color is really pretty good. So you can use that mud color for up here for a little bit of trim work on this building and stuff. I'm going to look at it, make sure this thing is worked right when I get in front of it. But we won't be needing like any really more colors coming in here. Pretty much be it. While I'm here, I'm just gonna tone this roof down back in here. A little dark, isn't it? That's really dark. Trying to figure, oh, 2 seconds. Right, just, and of course. All right. Let's stop there on that then. All right. And go to it. Just go to like a nice, good size synthetic, and start to put. And I'm going to put her in pretty dark, and then bring the light. Put the darks in first. So go to the like her Shaw, you know, and get that dark purple showing in here. It comes in. Get this out a little bit more. Okay. I like to do it this way to getting the darks in underneath. It just makes the lighter colors, you know, blend better, feel more at home. Definitely think about this too, is, you know, just making sure you got a little bit of overlap of her and the door. If you have any, if you did your door like I did, and, you know, pushing that out a little bit. Darks in her dress, definitely underneath here. I want to switch colors and go to like a burnt umber and blue, black, you know, no color, no things, just putting it in lightly, you know, heavier in the, you know, where you think crease is going to be, and just a little lighter where you think it's not. I'm just going to go over and go drop it down one and get the, you know, think about doing the dress. Basically, on what I'm doing here, I'm going to drop it down. I'm going to burn umber white, blue and white. This is on the burn umber side, gray. Value really close to probably a 6, right? Pretty dark. But I'm just going to try and I got the darks in here. Now I'm just going to hit the highlights in the dress. And what you want to do is keep them kind of crisp. So that's why I am using a synthetic. You know, just start, press down, and then just release. And get these sharp edges and then these softer edges. And just going to get these on the back edge. The ones in front, there might be one more value. I might have to go a little lighter in that front dress, but not much. Why I went this color? Well, this color here, this is again phthalo, I mean blue, which is blue and burnt umber and white. But I figure if I tone it down just a little bit more with burnt umber, I'm going to get the shadows that same color, maybe just a little more mud color into it. But I'm get the values for this, for her underdress here. Too. Yeah. I'm going to bring it down just a hair farther. It looks like just a little short. Don't need all much of a shoe because there's no shoe to really see. I'm thinking that color back in here. This is this color here. Just a little dirt on it yet from my brush, but you know, that's where I'm thinking it's going to go, right here under dress highlights. Get the highlights in with the full strength of the paint, and then with the little bit of mixing that happened when I touched, I'm just going to run it underneath here real lightly and just get the secondary colors. Same thing, just soften this up in between there. Yeah, I'd go probably a touch warmer, but who's going to know? Not going to make that much difference. Now I probably can come back in here and use it for the highlights in her dress a little bit more. Just those front folds that are showing up just a little bit more right in here. Okay. Not bad for a start. I'm just going to go right to the blue now. This is blue and alizarin. It's on the blue side. Well, let's see what happens here. It brightens up like I was thinking it would. I'm just going to hit the big shapes. I'm going to break everything into just simple things like this one over here to her front of her chest is just kind of like a Y shape. That's all it is. Over here, just catches up right around the neck. There's some blue. Right here, this fold that leads back into that other area here that's standing out. Has a little bit of blue on top. Except there's not going to be a whole lot, ton of color mixing to do. And the back edge is just two little values of blue mixed in with that shadow color. That was a clean, would have been a clean line right there, been perfect. Wrong edge of the brush. Anything up here? No. I'm gonna use a little bit of that, some blue gray here. Just do her basket. Metal basket here. I'll probably make, do the metal part of it. A little thinner, a little lighter blue areas. And some sky into this color. I hit this basket like a few times. And probably create some eggs. Shoes. At least the one thing about shoes, very simple shoes. And so you just have to get the very basic shape and a little bit of light on it, on the very top edge. I did not get the shadow, put the shadow in of her because I wasn't exactly sure where it was going to be. So even here is be a good time to put the shadow in and then kind of, get it into those feet a little bit. Then come back with a little more white. All right. I kind of got it. Get rid of that. To do the rest, I need to kind of really kind of shrink down to a small brush to do her rest of her face and stuff. So let me see what I have here. I've got a good nice small ones, like a number 4. It's pretty small, little teeny brush. Don't like using these guys too much. And I'm just going to put in her skin and stuff real quick for you. I want to put in basically put in the dark part here at the bottom. Her chin going up. And I'm going to go to a darker. I have some. Just glasses on. You guys didn't know that, did you? No, yeah, sunglasses. She was wearing sunglasses. No, I'm just building a little bit around her head. I need to get a dark in there for her eyes. I can go back in with the shape them a little bit with the mid-tone. While you're doing that, don't forget you do touch up her fingers. Boy, that was heavy hand there. A little bright. Yeah. A little warm, a little cool for yeah. Kind of need to push her arms out a little bit. A little. Wrong place for that arm. That arm can't go that way. Gotta go back a little straighter. Looks like she's leaning back. I'm gonna bring her shoulders out. Bring her shoulder down a little bit would be nice. It'll work better. Okay. Well, I could work. He's going to take a little bit of work.
Like you mean till next week, Jim?
Yeah. Yeah, it might be next week before I get this right. That's what,
Well, I'm
it's always tough to
mine.
do people.
taking about a year now, so.
Takes a little bit of work to get these guys. And so I'm going to play with it just a little. Don't want to play too longer. I got to get on to other things too. I had the eyes way too high. Anyway, she's going to take a little bit of work to figure it out. I'm just put on it. She's not going to get a whole lot of, big things going on in her anyway. Just got to really figure out, just get a few things figured out. Get back to my big brush, put in a couple chickens here for you. In the time we got going left. Well, we got some time. Make sure we got some of these dark ones in. So I'll be going back to like, I'm going to go with, let's see, blue and burnt umber. Basically burnt blue and burnt umber, and get these gray chickens in. Probably put a little more burnt umber in this one back in here. A little grayer than these. These other ones have a lot more brown in. This guy has a little bit less. Any other ones? Okay, yeah, I'm going to finish putting in as I go back though the darks in my paint here. Yeah, this is dark lighten up a little bit from there to there. Okay. There, and then the indications that back in here. That's the thing about this is, you get some nice indications too going on. You'll be all right. This guy here. Let's check my paint. Okay. Those are the basically where those guys going to go. This is where the white one's going to go right in here. So his dark, more of a beige, warm, kind of a little bit of mud color mixed in, so a little warmth. And that yellow. That one and this guy right here. Back in here. Building. Get that gray in there anyway. No, this guy's just a hint of a bird. Okay, and then the browns. basically the same thing. Just a little probably heavy on that color right there. Nice little rectangle. Okay, so that's my chicken so far. I'm just going to go through and now just put lights in each one. Now I got the basic darks, and go in and just put in the grays in these guys. Just kind of almost like I did the dress, sort of the same kind of brush idea, just to, leave a lot of dark in the bird itself, and then come over the top here with the lights and the lighter grays, and a lot of blending and blending and wing type things and structure, build the structure up with that. A little bit more. So just run right through and do the midtones in each one. We'll have a nice block in. I mean, it'll be blocked in. Definitely going to have some work to do. Now, light brown, same thing. Just going to hit their big meaty areas and try to leave the dark I put in there, to do to hold the chicken together. So I'm getting the light areas here. Midtones. A little bit lighter. A lot of times on these guys too, you're not gonna, I'll still have to go back in and kind of like do some little defining areas, like heads, and definitely where, you know, where the heads are and the beaks and things like that, a little bit of more work there. Just trying to get the highlights going on the right sides. Okay, I'm lightening it up a little bit. Now I can go with the, see what I can do here on these birds. Highlights, back weight, twist it again and get his wing. Okay. You know, also on these white birds and stuff, if you need to highlight, you need to get a little bit brighter. Yeah, you can always use a little bit of the sky, you know, in those highlights. Just don't want to go too bright. Like right here on the back of this guy's back here. Getting a little bit of color in that. And I just got to fill in the grass a little bit, and should be all right. Gonna reuse some of that white on top of all these chickens' heads here. That will really help, you know, start to define at least where the heads and things are. Just a little bit more light. Back there. And just define them a little bit with this grass. use a little bit darker shade of it. You know, start to get the shadows, get the shadow. The shadows are, and I didn't mention too much about that, but that shadow green. So this is just basically burnt umber, phthalo green, you know. And that's what I'm using for like just a little shadow area around these that these got all the birds are casting. And I can use that green to go back and do my little bit of editing here on these birds. And I'll put the red in and they should start to feel good, feel better. Over in here, I think I'm just gonna get in a little. Over that corner there. A little coolness in this grass too, a little bit here and there. But basically going to the opposite side instead of using burnt umber side, of using some of the cooler phthalo green side into some of these little areas too. Just makes for a really beautiful little warm grass. It's starting to really start to feel good. Just trying not to. This is one of the areas you just keep going and you go, I love it, I loved it, and then you all of a sudden you're gonna go, I killed it because I just put too much, too many strokes, just overdid it. Okay, but everything does need a lot of love yet. Let me put in the red in the chickens a little bit. See how we do there. And definitely, this is the good mix of the red and the warm red and the alizarin right there. Yeah, that really helps kind of start seeing some of the chicken a little bit legs. Then you dress it up with a little bit of hay and start to work. It's a good, decent little block in. It's not a, you know, full finished painting by any means. Let's kind of fade it off behind here a little bit. Gonna be brightened up. All right, let's see what you guys did. I'll bring you guys in for a close on this. Lots of work yet to do. Probably it's a rainy day here in Chicago, so not too big a deal. As you can see, oh God, he needs a ton of work. The chickens are starting to take form though, and the land and thing aren't too bad. The building itself is, just bleh, got to add some color to it and some shadow to the side there. Yeah. All right. Let's see. You got Allison. Everybody, turn on your mics. Allison, Mindy, Molly, Cindy. Okay, there's Allison's up. Let's see.
Okay,
Hi, Allison. How are you?
I'm okay. I think it's more Halloweeny if it's a headless woman.
All right, for
Oh,
how?
I like that though. I think you're smart to keep her head to her head at the end. Work on the chicken, and then if you've nothing else, you just could be about the chickens. I might end up taking her out too.
Yeah.
No, it's a lot to get done in just a little time. Good job on her dress though. I would really do like the folds are working, following the thing's pretty nice, really nice in their dress. So that's working. The building itself is good. Yeah, I can tell those are chickens already. So,
I think I messed up on the sky color, but that's
I
not
think-
hard to fix. Mm.
no,
Let's
not
see.
hard to fix. But you might want to, yeah, the building itself, I think it's probably got a little red in it too, a little bit yellowish red into it. But,
Oh, yeah.
so you might change that first and leave the sky. I don't mind the sky. I kind of like it. So
Okay,
I might change the front building color and see if you can, that might go a little, more, little
Oh, yeah.
more beigey and stuff. And that would be fine.
okay.
So how are you doing? How are you doing on the chickens? How you feel comfortable?
Yeah, I just got behind doing the woman's dress. So then I was catching
Oh
up. with the
gosh,
chickens.
yeah. Yeah, I wasted more time trying to dab her face in. And it's just one of those things that you gotta really take your time when you put them in there because of, you gotta be precise.
Yeah,
And so take your time on it. I like where it's going. It's starting to it's holding together.
Minute.
Um,
Pippa. Sorry.
Yeah, keep moving.
thank you. Thank you.
Okay, no worries. Cindy.
God, I don't even know if you want to see this. It's such a mess.
Oh, yeah, Cindy, we need to see this because of,
I didn't get
that's
anywhere
not-
near with chicks. They just,
That's
no.
great.
And I
You know,
think my
you've got-
building is off. Am I off on that?
Yeah, you're off a little bit. But it's still, it's like we said, it's real fixable yet. A lot of places where you're off on the peak a little bit, you're showing
So this
a lot of the side of the building. You're really showing a lot of the roof where we
I know,
weren't,
I can't
we didn't
Figure
do
that
none.
building out. If I'm not gonna put the house in behind it, why aren't we seeing
Yeah.
any of the roof? That's throwing me. I mean, because I know we're looking up, but it's really got me confused on this roof line.
Yeah, don't worry about that. You can always fix that. That's pretty simple. I think
So should
on the
bring this
right,
out further. This should be a wider out, right? Now
it
that I'm
could
looking
go
at it.
wider, or I would probably take it out a little bit, or take the top part of the ridge line in towards the other ridge, other edge.
This one? In
You can
or
leave
that
that
one
one-
out, right?
Yeah, that's the one thing. It's one or the other. You can pop that one out up a little bit and take the other one, tip it in a little bit, and then you'll be fine.
Okay,
So one on the right goes in, the one on the right side goes from my side. When you're looking at it, the right side goes the top of the top peak of towards the peak line goes down a little bit more. Yeah, that way. That one goes that way, goes backwards.
okay.
Well, okay. Yeah, you're off just a little bit. It's still fun though. The lady's dress is working out pretty nice. You got to get the mud in there a little bit more. And your chickens, you started the dark black. Ooh, they're going to be fun. They're black ones. Well done already. He's the good shape. He's a good shape already. He was working out really well. So yeah, that's the little things. I think the woman's space, well, yeah.
I didn't even
don't let
Space.
your,
Put a little pressure in there. So,
oh, don't
I-
take, that's the thing, is just indications. Basically, don't get caught up too much into that. If you can.
Okay.
You got to find a nice little sweet spot with that sheet. It's not too defined, but it's there, but it's not, not taking over type things.
I was having trouble with the
Okay.
value of colors I mixed. They are all were like the same color, basically. It was getting too
Really
close. So
close. Yeah, that phthalo green. Yeah, I think Molly was talking about the same thing. It's the phthalo green. If you got to watch how much you use of it in the other colors, because it just will take over.
yeah,
But,
I got something to do on this.
Yeah, a little bit. You're good. You're in a good spot though. I think the drawing's working pretty well. Mindy, come on, Mindy, Molly. Let's see what Molly's at least has her video up. Let's see what's. Hi, Molly. Working on her voice.
Put your mic on, Molly.
Okay, hang on.
There she is. Hey,
There I
Molly.
am. Let me turn it around.
Oh, see, that's what it's supposed to look like,
Oh, you
folks.
got fire.
She really
Awesome.
moved.
Well,
Yeah, she gets up at 7:00 in the morning to paint with us. I can't believe it. Yeah. All right.
well,
I'd like a lot of that stuff that's going on there. I don't I like even like the head tilt on her just because of it's
yeah,
kind of
she's
just breaks it up from what it was. Yeah. Yeah.
I think she's cute. She's
Yeah,
cute
she's
already.
cute. She looks almost like more of a girl than a lady, like in the picture, which is I definitely say is a plus. Good job on your chickens. A really good job so far on your chickens. You can tell this lady knows her chicks.
Yep, I have a few.
Yeah. So okay. Now
Okay.
I think that some of the things. Good job on this so far. Great, really nice. This will be fun to see finished.
Okay.
You know, watch. I would say first thing I'd say, watch how much love you give that the barn or the chicken house
Okay.
siding and stuff. The lines are just
Yeah,
too
I
thick.
know. I don't know why I stuck those
So-
in there. Yep.
Okay, watch that kind of stuff.
Okay.
You can definitely it'll be better if you take those down a lot and
Yeah.
settle her. You know, make the
Okey
chicken
doke.
star, and you'll be fine. I think you're in a really good shape.
Okay.
And
Thank you.
I like what you did with the girl. You gave her kind of a wicker basket too, didn't you?
I did. I decided. And then I thought, well, and then her head was tilted. And I thought, well, not that eggs are heavy, but you know how you kind of tilt away from weight when you're carrying something. And I thought, well, maybe that works.
Right.
I just don't have to straighten her head.
No, yeah, no, it's a lot. You know, it has a lot more charm than her just standing there. You know, she has movement. Everything. It helps the whole thing move. The painting, you know, has some life to it. Even though you got chickens and everything else, just a little bit of a lean like that makes a difference. Looks good. I want to see.
Okay.
Beautiful job though.
Okay. Thank you.
Color wise, yeah, your colors are really good. Just you're gonna have to work on the muddy areas a little bit. Put some of the hay down, and I think you're in a good shot.
Okay.
Thanks.
Would a palette knife be good for laying some hay in there?
Definitely be my choice of tools.
Okay.
To definitely do that. Maybe, and then just basically put them in with gobs of paint, and then basically take your brush and just soften a little bit of take the little bit of edge off a few of them, and that usually does a good job for that.
All right. Thank you.
Right. Mindy.
Okay.
Thanks. Mindy, hi.
Hi.
Oh,
I
look at
love
that.
it. I love
wow.
it.
You know, Mindy, congratulations. That's way to go. You got this thing blocked in almost in a little bit more than an hour. Congrats.
Well, I started on it early.
That's awesome.
You see,
Don't admit that, Mindy. Just say thanks.
she crops in. She does what she wants. She makes it hers. That's good.
Yeah, I moved
Awesome.
it.
Yeah, you did. That's fine. That's cool. You know, the white face, I'm not sure if it's gonna work. You know, you gotta work on that one.
Right.
But no, the chickens are going really well. Nice movement there. Um, and everything, you know, the building solid, doesn't really need much. I mean, yeah, you're gonna have to, yeah, you got to put in the light, some more light colors into it.
Okay.
You got the nice dark in there. Now you can start building some of the light in it. So it's, you know, you're gonna give it a lot more life when that happens. You're gonna be really nice. Soften the back edges, you know, a little bit where the trees are, the sky and the trees meet. And then, yeah, of course, these are things I can just see you have to do. You're gonna get to them. And then, you know, the mud's probably a couple shades too dark yet. That's okay. That's why we mix up some colors, because we want to get to that. You want to leave some of that darkness show through, and then it'll just feel real natural when you start building the paint on top of it.
Okay.
And she looks good too. No, all you ladies did really well with the folds of the dress going straight down like you did. That looks really good. And saying, so how are you going to handle her face, and what's your plan there?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna leave that to the end.
All right. But the thing is that keep it in the same vein as everything else. Don't give her, if you make her face stand out from back there, that means the chickens up front, you know, have to have their faces, you know, that much
True.
defined, more defined. So keep it, you know, make sure that the chickens get all the love, and she just gets same amount. She doesn't get too much more. Okay.
All right.
Anyway, great.
Jim, are you gonna
also see what's inside the black hole there? I want to see a few things in that
Yeah, I'm gonna lighten this
by your
area.
hand. That, you know, going inside the building. Make sure you show us a few little things that lighten that area up. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
All right, Mindy. Good job.
Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm sending your painting out this week. I'm sorry. I was out last week. But your painting's ready.
Thank you. Can't
No
wait.
worries. Thank you. All right. That's what we have for today. Yeah, mine. I'm gonna probably give it a little head tilt to mine, and a few things I saw there. You did some really nice things. I appreciate you guys showing up today. I know we went a little over, but that's the thing, is whenever we do people, they take a little bit longer to do and draw out everything color. There's just so much more work to do. But hey, that's what happens. So what do you guys want to do next week?
I'll still be working on this. Are you kidding me?
I got to keep you guys out of trouble for the rest of the
What do
week.
you
That's
think?
what I plan on. All right.
This
Same
for the
thing.
life.
Yeah, we could be. I mean, you could do that. Okay, but
Could you
that
please
leaves
take a look
what?
at the roof line one time, Jim, and see if that
Which
roof
one?
line is right yet? The roof line.
Oh, sure, I can take a look at it.
Oops, it's still not right, is it? You know, it's
It's
throwing
a
me.
lot better. It's a lot better. I would
Because this
say
side
that
is lower in the photo than this side, so I need to bring this up a little bit then, right? No, I still am off. I'm still off on this.
you're
I don't
not bad though. You're a lot better than you were. You are a lot better than it was. I think just taking I would take
wider.
that one.
It should come wider.
Alone. No, leave that one alone. Take the other one and take it up straight up a little bit to I'll point it out. That one needs to tilt up a little bit more.
Up like that, more like that.
Right there. Yeah, like that.
All right, let me try
That's
that.
that's what it needs. Okay.
Thank you.
I know. Little things. You make changes and everything gets changed around. All right. I will be working on this probably a little bit more today and fixing it, trying to fix it up for you guys. Sorry. took so long and stuff like that. Next week I was thinking about a night scene.
Oh, yeah, that's
Oh,
cool.
That'd be fun.
Okay. All right. Nocturnal night scene type thing. I got some Barcelona
scare-
stuff that's pretty cool. So
Ooh,
that could be
that's
people
cool.
walking in the dark and like, oh, it was past Halloween. I could have done it this week, but
Mhm.
anyway.
That'd be fun.
Okay. All right. It will be fun. I tell you, when you do those scenes too, you find out it's dark, and so you don't have a lot of light. So everything's just only where the light is you have color. So everything else is just kind of like to the side can be all wiggly and giggly and stuff, and you just have to hit a few areas in the lights. You knock those guys out right, and everything else makes sense. That's a trick to it, and that's what I'll try to show you guys next week.
Awesome.
Cool.
All right, guys,
Thanks,
have a
Jim.
great week.
Thank you, Jim.
Thank you.
If
Okay.
you hear,
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
Cindy. Bye, guys.
bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.